Welcome to another episode of Drunk Cop and a Teacher, the podcast where everything's made up and our comments don't matter. Just like any video game delayed announcements don't matter because I don't think anyone at this point cares anymore about video games being, I don't know, available at all in any capacity.
It's funny that you said that. I was actually thinking about that. I was like, what kind of video games are out right now?
Fallout
What's poppin'?
76.
Like I said, what's popping? What's actually good? You know?
The only
You
reason I
never
bring
said
it up,
that.
the only reason I bring it up is because God of War 2 was delayed to 2022. I
Okay.
guess I didn't think that it was going to come out this year, but I guess it had plans to. And
Really?
also that it's going to also be available on the PS4. So more reason to not get a PS5, as if the scalping situation didn't, betray you guys from it.
Yeah, that's true.
So that last one was number one?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a reboot, right?
Fuck if I know.
Well, no, it's supposed to be a continuation of the last God of War.
But the one that came out a little while back.
Yeah, that's not a reboot. It's
Okay.
you never
And
played it?
there was a God of War 4,
Yeah, that's God of War 4. Yeah.
but they're calling the sequel. Well, okay, no, actually, my bad. Oh, you're absolutely right, Ham. I to clarify, they're just calling it God of War 2 just for the headline's sake.
Oh, okay. Didn't they say it was whatever the
They called
Ragnarok
it
or some
Ragnarok,
bullshit?
but then
Yeah.
there was a headline like last week that came out that said that wasn't the official title. So I don't know. No one knows what
So
the
the
official
next
title
God
is.
of War. How about that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, how come they're saying that's not the official title, but then didn't they put that title themselves?
They pushed it back.
It's Sony. They don't give a fuck about
They pushed it back.
clarification.
I'm so confused, but didn't I would have swear that the last
They did announce that, but I don't know.
yeah, so how can they say oh that's not the official title if during the whole PS5 showcase that they're showing all the games and God of War
It was
the title
one teaser trailer that said that.
yeah, one
Mhm.
teaser trailer, but wouldn't you stick with that teaser of that title?
Next.
Well, with all said and done, Mike, how's your life been? How's everything that's positive? Let's just speak positive. Can you actually just say positive things? Or
No, he
Oh
can't.
man, what I'm about to say, I don't know if this is a positive thing. So I got fooled. I went on Facebook. One of my Facebook friends posted something. Spider-Man.
the trailer?
The trailer. I was like, "There's no way." I clicked on it and I got
You're an idiot.
I got ricked.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know why I was just like mm, mm. I was mad.
You only gotta look out for the official shit, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It said in the bottom Sony Entertainment Pictures.
Yeah, but I mean, was it spelled correctly? Did it have like a period somewhere?
I
Was
didn't
it
check. I
everything
just saw
lowercase?
Sony. I just
Yeah,
saw the Sony.
He saw CHONY. Shoney.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's how you spell it. That's correct. But other than that, I've been good. I've honestly been in the road of health. Switched to Diet Coke, so I believe in health now.
Is there a difference between Diet Coke and Coke Zero in the sense of turning healthy? I know there is a difference, but if you're gonna go on a diet, is there a difference between one or the other?
Well, they say that people who do keto they drink Diet Coke. They don't drink Coke Zero because apparently there is a still additional sugar in it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't do keto or none of that bullshit. I just honestly I've been I don't think I've told you guys I've been working out for 4 weeks straight. I lost 10 pounds. Been
Nice.
pretty proud of myself for that. And then there hasn't been any. There's hasn't been really nothing going on. I know I have to beat Horizon, but there hasn't been any games out there for me to really to go back and playing video games except for Squadrons that we still need to play. But other than that, nothing else. I don't. Been dead.
Well, speaking
Is
of
there
dead
any?
ham,
I don't know. Oh shit!
That's
What's up?
me.
Welcome back.
Yep. Um, positive, huh? I saw this really dumb movie called Doors. Um,
Oh my god! I think I know what movie is that.
the
you
title doesn't
sure?
give away your viewing entertainment
Actually, it
already.
does. It does give it away, but
Wait, isn't it like an indie movie?
oh, it definitely is indie. That's for sure.
Wait, fuck. Do you know who the actress is in the movie?
No, there's not really a main guy. One of the guys from Drake and Josh are in there. Josh and Drake or whatever.
There's no female character in that movie,
Stop
right?
asking stupid questions.
It's
Here's
just
the
Yeah,
real
because
serious
it's a
question.
stupid movie.
No. Here's
the,
the
the
serious question. Did the
Mhm.
door open?
Technically, it was always open.
And what color was the door?
Depends on the door, but most of them are black. But they were alien doors, so it's not a real door.
Green card.
hmm
Yep.
Yeah, no, I would give it a Becky card for sure.
Oh.
Uh, Also, I finished the 2 seasons of Party Down, which stars a lot of comedians before they got famous. Uh, I can't think of the top of my head now, like Jane Lynch and that white dude from Parks and Rec. Uh, that other white dude from Freaks and Geeks that was in Silicon Valley. That Jewish, she says it in the show in real life. That Jewish girl from some Apatow movies, and
We're really being great with the descriptions here, and we're
yeah,
all inclusive, just to be sure.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
lost of what you're really talking about. I think we don't have enough energy right now. I think Ham is tired. I'm a
I'm
bit
not
tired.
tired. You're tired.
You know, you're
Uh, and I think
in your voice.
that, and I'm trying to think right now, and I think that was it out of this week's. What did I fucking do? I might need to take a shot. That's a good idea, Mike. Where are my shots at?
Time to turn the book up. All right, talking about turning up. Let's talk about the turn up king. So,
Man, I
He
should be
likes tur-
sleeping right now.
Yeah, he likes turnips. Turnip King.
So well, we talked about this off air, off podcast, because I don't think that I brought it up at all in any episode, but huge update.
you bought it.
Remember the Daily Bugle
You
Lego
bought
set?
it. You fucking bought it.
I did not buy it.
Oh.
My girlfriend bought it for me.
Same
Uh,
shit.
Now, it technically was the initial plan was that it would be an anniversary gift. So I technically can't open it / build it until September. It's literally just sitting on my dresser, just staring at me, and I'm just like staring back at it and just falling in love all over again. And I'm talking about the Lego set. The the
What?
Well,
new-
Grace, you fucked up.
The new deal, though, is that if I can build my other Halo Mega Block that I've had for a year and I haven't even opened it, it's another large set. It's like a 3,000, 4,000 piece set. If I can finish that before Father's Day, then I get to build the Spider-Man Daily Bugle for on Father's Day,
What do you got? 2 weeks?
June 20th. So yeah, about almost 3 weeks. I got time. I got time. I haven't watched anything new either. I haven't been doing shit.
Him $10 that he won't finish it.
Nope.
Oh, you guys are placing bets?
It's summertime. Nope.
You don't think I'm gonna finish it?
No, I'm not betting because it's summertime.
Oh, I'm surprised you even want to take a bet with him. He fucking cancels his bets at the last minute when he's losing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Mike.
Anyway, like I said, I haven't watched anything except I haven't said this too because I've been doing it for a while. I've been rewatching the entire series of Boy Meets World.
You've
I'm
done that already.
Yeah, I know, but this is like 26 times. I don't know. I'm just rewatching it. I'm on the Halloween episode.
Are they doing a reunion?
I hope so. I was actually going to bring it up last episode where we were talking about the Friends reunion. I wanted to be a Boy Meets World reunion episode.
Some may come, but yeah, of course I would like that.
What Topanga's been up to?
She got pregnant.
Never mind.
Jesus Christ. And then I've just been back playing Halo 5, trying to get back on that 152 grind.
How far are you? Are you close or no?
I'm Okay. I'm hoping to hit 150 by the time the Microsoft presentation happens, and then if I can hit 151 before the end of July, then I should be 152
Before the
theoretically
game comes out.
before the game comes out in November. Yes,
Okay.
theoretically. So, yeah, that's my summer plan. But other than that, like I said, nothing else. I haven't been doing anything. I've just been enjoying just being away from work and not have to worry about a single thing. And yeah, going away to we're gonna stay at the Universal Hotel for a couple days this upcoming
Nice.
weekend.
Nice.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my life in a nutshell.
So you survived the school year.
Barely, yes. Just barely.
I gotta give you props, man. Especially for this whole entire pandemic that happened. Like I give a lot of teachers props for to still make it possible of teaching and everything. No thanks to any of the counties or anything like that, because I feel like those shitheads are just like behind desk and we're like, yeah, we're gonna order, but you guys finally like actually make it happen.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
So
how it works.
props to you and props to all the teachers out there.
Yes, same.
All right, now let's get into our main episode where we're going to talk about the headlines first. Then we're going to discuss Cruella, and then we'll end our episode with A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yes.
Now, our headlines are just video game headlines. I mean, there's one movie one, and I'll get this out of the way. I don't even know why I even really want to talk about this. Maybe I just want an avenue, some excuse to just bitch and complain about it.
Sure.
The headline is,
What is it?
there is a plan for connecting Sony Spider-Man universe to the MCU. And now this is all just a straight up quote from, I can't remember who it was, but someone obviously higher up in Sony was doing an interview with Variety. His exact quote says, "There actually is a plan. I think now maybe it's getting a little more clear for people where we're headed. And I think when No Way Home comes out, even more will be. The great thing is we have this very excellent relationship with Kevin Feige. There's an incredible sandbox there to play with. We want those MCU movies to be absolutely huge because that's great for us and our Marvel characters. And I think that's the same thing on their side. There's lots of opportunities, I think, that are going to happen." Any thoughts, comments?
I'll wait.
Yeah, I'll wait. I don't know. It's just.
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I guess I don't know really why I want to bring this up. Going around, whether it's what rumored or true about Alfred Molina coming back, Willem Dafoe coming back, Jamie Foxx coming back. You got Gwen Stacy, Emma Stone, who's denied her return to it. Andrew Garfield has also denied his involvement with the movie. Like, I don't know what to believe anymore. Like, I don't know if I care enough, because I was tempted to rewatch Homecoming, but I just couldn't resort to doing it because I still think that's a pointless movie. I rewatched No Way Home. I think I said this already. The more times I watch these Spider-Man movies, the more and more I find things I don't like about it. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're just gonna mess up this multiverse thing with Spider-Man.
But I feel like this is just a fan service movie. So, like, sort of. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just. I just don't feel like it's a well deserved multiverse movie because. I mean, I don't know what the Phase 4 setup is going to be and how they're gonna do it, and we just have to wait because this comes out before Doctor Strange, or Doctor Strange 2 comes out first.
This comes out this Christmas, so this comes out before Doctor Strange.
So I'm confused on. I thought Doctor Strange was supposed to set up the multiverse and then Spider-Man.
I don't know.
I don't know. You let me know when the trailer comes out. Then I'll.
Yeah. And hopefully you don't get like
It's
me.
supposed to be. It's supposed to come out soon. There's a lot of people rumoring like, oh, it's supposed to come out June 1st because it's Tom Holland's birthday, and we're gonna get. I'm like, where's your proof? Like, you're just making up shit now at this point.
Yeah. When does another Marvel or big Disney movie come out? Because I didn't see Cruella in theaters, so maybe it was in there.
Technically, the next movie trailer it has to be Spider-Man because that's the next one that they haven't shown yet, right? Because they've already given us the trailer for Eternals, and yeah, and then after that it's Spider-Man. So
So what's the big Disney movie coming out?
The one
Black
that
Widow.
should have it, technically, it should be Black Widow that should have that trailer.
And that's next
That's
this
July.
next
July,
month. That
yeah,
is.
next month, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Next few headlines, like I said, are video game ones. There's only 3 of them really to bring up. We already talked about the God of War. Nintendo E3 2021. They have announced their direct. It's going to be on June 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a 40-minute E3 presentation, followed by a 3-hour Nintendo Treehouse live show, which I think that's kind of crazy because I don't think their tree houses have ever been that long. If anything, I remember like an hour and a half, but I guess they got a lot of games they just want to show gameplay of, which I'm most likely thinking Pokemon. I don't know what else they would want to show off though. And
Pokemon DLC for Snap.
eh, I don't know. I don't know what else to expect in a 40-minute announcement though. Like people obviously want Breath of the Wild sequel. People want an Odyssey sequel, but you're just gonna have to wait a couple more weeks. It is just right around the corner. All right, next, the same topic, E3. I don't know why this is happening, but I guess E3 is desperate to try anything. The official E3 2021 award show. It is set to be held on June 15th. It would be presented to games that have been showcased across the 4-day live E3 event. Winners will be selected by editors from IGN, GameSpot, PC Gamer, and Games Radar Plus. The awards are focused on the most anticipated games at E3, including an overall winner from all games shown across the entire show, as well as the most anticipated games from each of the participating developers and publishers.
Are they guessing that it's going to be the most
Well,
anticipated game?
most anticipated means like there's a lot of hype around it. So I
Oh,
mean,
those
whatever.
classics.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna like scour like all social media and see what the buzz is.
I guess we'll wait. It's just the thing is like all these things we just have to wait. Of course, I mean I'm excited to see new things of what's coming in the future for, of course, like the Switch and for Xbox and Sony. But for now,
But the focus of this is that they're doing an award show for what reason? Like
Yeah,
E3
I don't
has
get it.
E3
that's the thing I
never
don't
done an
understand.
award show,
Like,
and I just don't get why they feel like they have some sort of like say or reputation to be like, our award is prestigious. You should get the most anticipated award from us. Like it just why?
can you imagine they get like whatever game wins and imagine that game just flops?
Oh, that's without a doubt. Yeah.
That's going to be so fun. That's a fit. Like this is one of the, I think this is going to be one of the things of the E3 cringe because there's a lot of it. Have you ever seen any of those videos of like those videos all together and it's just constant like each year there's always that cringiness of just
I mean, E3 has been getting worse and worse throughout the last few years. So, I mean, if this is still hosted by YouTubers or influencers, so to speak, then
that play no video games.
This is just gonna feel weird. Yeah,
I swear to God, they have like Jake Paul or Logan Paul. It's gonna
probably.
be fucking
Announcement:
stupid.
I'm hosting E3 this
I
year.
will. I will
Surprise.
love to watch that. You host E3. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd
All
be
right.
very interesting.
Nothing else to say, Ham?
I don't. I'm tired of. It's just everything. There's nothing to get excited about. The stuff is coming out. Is it coming out? Is it gonna get delayed? Is it gonna change a different name? Is it actually ever gonna come out? I'm tired. Tell me about Fable. That's all I care about right now. Elder Scrolls 6. That's all I care about. I don't know what else I could be wanting to come out soon. I don't know. I heard Halo's going to be pushed back another year and a half, so who knows?
I think now that things are slowly picking up after the pandemic, things will get a bit more organized. But for now, I think everything is just a mess right now.
Or let's see, December, November, 2 months before that. I'll probably start getting excited in August to see people announcing things again for the holiday, end of the year stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll see around then.
Especially Nintendo.
Still on the same topic of Nintendo, since you said that. The last headline, it's a little out of the blue, but I thought it'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Official Nintendo Gallery Museum to open in Japan by March 2024. Nintendo has announced that it will be opening a Nintendo Gallery Museum in Japan that will give a company a way to showcase its product development history and philosophy to the public. It's a Nintendo museum.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not only just seeing like all the consoles, but maybe all the games and just kind of learning more about like how Nintendo came to be like this huge like corporate company that's doesn't like, and I said this before, doesn't really ever disappoint when it comes to video games. So I think that'd be pretty neat. So if I
I
ever
wish
plan a trip to
they.
Japan, it's on my bucket list.
I kind of wish they kind of add that to Nintendo Land.
I was about to say, give me a discount or something. So if I ever fly to Japan, I'm like, I gotta pay for both.
I mean, that's the thing. I would have. That would have been awesome. You don't think so? Maybe just a little like slow ride, like you know how Epcot has that huge golf ball. I call it a golf ball.
Yeah.
A lot of people
And
do.
yeah, and it would have been cool to see to have like a little ride like that. Like it just shows like
Oh, I see what you mean.
you know what I mean, like some
Yeah.
type of like narrator going through down like the Nintendo world, and then something cool like that. But I
Yeah,
mean, a
right.
museum is awesome regardless.
I wouldn't see why they won't consider bringing it to the US.
I don't know.
Well, it
It's
seemed
just,
like they'd have actual like original stuff there, unless it's like a traveling museum. I don't know.
Oh, true, because then it would be replicas at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even still, like, I think it'd just still be cool, like, just to see like the entire lineup, like every Game Boy and Special
Yeah.
Edition that has been, ever been
Yeah.
created. Same thing with like the Nintendo consoles, every Special Edition console, like, and that's probably only one avenue of this entire thing, and there's probably other parts to this that we're not even thinking about. So I just think it'd be kind of neat, just to just bring it over here into the U.S. because I feel like people would go, but I think they would still get money out of it.
I think there's a huge. What would you say? Do you think there's a huge fan base in America? In America, like,
Yeah, of course.
but what I mean, what I'm trying to say is like put everything together because I'm lost for words right now. This is gonna sound really stupid, but do you think Japan's fan base is bigger than the U.S. fan base?
Yeah, I would say so.
I
For Nintendo, yeah.
It's just because of like just I just think about like just the numbers of like of the games that have been sold in the U.S. and Japan.
I'd have to think about that more. I don't know if
Mhm.
that'd be an absolute. Because there's Sony too,
Is that a
but
stupid question? I feel like it was
no,
a
no, no.
stupid question.
I wouldn't exactly jump on Japan's train. I mean, we do have more people, but then older audience, younger audience. Yeah, I wouldn't, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, regardless though, I think that's really cool. I would love to go to Japan, and definitely one of those things that I would like to go visit as well.
I don't. Well, I'm just saying. I don't know how much I would pay. Here we go. But my number one would be to go to Nintendo Land first, for sure.
Yeah,
All right, let's get into our first movie discussion. Cruella.
awesome.
It is a 2 hour and 14-minute long movie that I was not mentally prepared for when I first realized that.
Mm-hmm.
IMDb gives it a 7.4.
Ooh.
Rotten Tomatoes, 74%.
Ouch.
Metacritic,
All that matters.
59%.
No,
Ouch.
that doesn't matter. The next one matters.
Ham's Crew,
Hello, my people.
he had to wake up a couple extra people for this one because 88% like this movie.
Wow, that's impressive.
1988. Yep.
3 people liked it.
It is a Disney live action film that follows the origin story of Cruella DeVille, starring Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Emily Beecham, Kirby Howell, Baptiste, Joel Fry, Mark Strong, John McCrae. Those are just the top ones on the list right there. I think obviously the main headliner here would be Emma Stone.
Yes.
She's got a great reputation behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And as always with these, we'll give our cards first, and then we'll go into our discussions as to what we liked, what we didn't like.
Yep.
So, Mike, what is your card?
Uh,
Wait, actually, before you say your card, I have a couple questions to ask really quick.
Yes.
When was the last time anyone's watched 101 Dalmatians?
101 Dalmatian. It was last month.
The cartoon or the live action?
Either or.
Live action
I could not
for
tell
me.
you.
Okay. Are any of us? I don't remember the last time I watched 101 Dalmatians either. Are any of us fans of the animated 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like one
it
of
looked
those
good.
classics. Yeah, it's one of the. What do you mean it looked good? Like, what are you?
The animation. What are you talking about?
But I'm saying, are you a fan of the movie
Well,
itself?
like it's
Yes, I.
okay. Like I don't remember like
Hmm.
being that crazy,
Yeah,
like
not a
over the top
super
for it, but
fan.
like I didn't hate it either. It was just like, yeah, it's
Uh,
I
okay.
mean,
It's a
all
Disney
right,
movie.
everybody.
I was one of the people
It's.
where I don't.
I'm getting.
I wouldn't mind watching it because like I love. I mean, I love dogs. Sal loves dogs too. He owns a dog, and I don't know Ham. I think he likes cats.
I don't have a dog, but when I was very young, I had a little small pillow with Pongo on it.
Pongo.
It was
Okay.
red, white, and
Okay, but
black.
either way, I enjoy 101 Dalmatians. I think it's a very cute movie, and
Where's
it's
my fucking
very
pillow?
very nice.
Okay, so now, Mike, what is your card?
Okay, yellow card.
Ham?
All right, I'm gonna take a little longer than that. So, do you remember back in 2020?
I vividly remember 2020 as if it was just last year.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna pick up that gold card I didn't use in 2020 and use it for the soundtrack of this movie.
I
All
knew there
right,
was a twist there.
that's what I'm doing.
Oh,
I'm using not the 2021 one because that one I'm gonna just for the whole movie, but I'm gonna grab that and put it there. But I definitely give the whole movie a green card.
I would give it a green card as well.
okay.
Soundtrack
Uh,
gold.
so the first
Yeah.
thing I will say is that I was originally I could care less for this movie. I was just like, okay, another Disney live
A lot
adaptation
of people were hating on
of
it.
a
I feel.
character. I wasn't necessarily hating it. It was just like I don't like why. Why do I need to watch
Well, no,
this
exactly. Yeah,
origin movie? Like I
that's what
already
Yeah.
everyone
get
was
it. Like
saying.
this person's
Hmm.
already like gonna
Yeah.
kill dogs anyway, probably. And then like I figured like the storyline's gonna be pretty like bland. And I literally thought the first 10 minutes of the film, like, oh, well, that's the end of the movie, right? Like, what? And that's when I checked the time. I was like, wait, there's 2 hours and 4 minutes more of this movie. What else are they gonna stretch out here? And then
Yeah.
I surprisingly liked it more and more that I watched it past like that first 10 minutes for me personally. I was just a little about. But as
Hmm.
soon as we got to like, Emma Stone coming into the picture,
Hmm.
like, teenage or maybe early 20s Cruella, I
Yeah, I'm
was
not
like,
sure.
okay, this is actually surprisingly good. So,
Yeah.
Mike, we'll go ahead and start with you. Like, what do you like, dislike about the movie?
I gotta say though, like
Wrong.
the the things that I definitely liked about the movie is the acting in this movie. I think Emma Stone hit it out of the water, hit it out of the park, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but I already knew she's a great actress, but in this one, I was like mind blown of how great she was. Everybody else, I think they did a great job, especially the villain in this movie, and it's not Corella. She did a fantastic job too. Everybody else too. I would say maybe the butler, the bald guy, he did good too. But I wouldn't say like yeah, he will. They got the right choice. I think anybody could have played him, but everything else was good. The soundtrack is good. But I wouldn't say like the soundtrack is like an original thing. It's just like borrowing from hit classics
Yeah.
and everything like that. But it works in the movie because of course the
Hmm.
whole entire movie is fashion, so like it goes well with the theme and everything. Um, the thing I don't think I dislike, but I'm just conflicted. What I mean by that is that I don't think this is an origin story. I think this is like a Maleficent thing where it's its own story and they're just doing Corella. And I think they're gonna do that with some of the Disney villains. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I don't think this is like Corella that we all grew up. And I think that's what kind of brought down my yellow card because I saw 101 Dalmatians and I think it's a bad idea to watch 101 Dalmatians before watching Corella. Um, but besides that, I think it's a good movie. I think everybody should go out and watch it. Um, her being Cruella, like her being evil or her getting her last name, I just didn't feel like it was just sort of deserving because of course like she's mean and stuff like that, but at the same time like she means it in a good way. Like she's not evil how like the 101 Dalmatian is where she, killed a lion and she wanted to skin puppies. And this one is just like she's rude, but there's a reason why she's rude because of her like bloodline. But overall in the end like she's a good person. So I don't know what was exactly of the marketing. They're saying origins, but I don't think it's an like a real origin of 101 Dalmatian. But regardless of that, it's a good movie. It's well acted, well directed. Soundtrack is amazing. It's good. I think this is honestly maybe one of the best live action movies. Definitely 100 times better than Maleficent. And I don't know. I don't. Can you compare them with the other live action movies, Lion King, Aladdin? Will you guys do that?
No,
No, because those are
yeah.
like whole films, like the
Whole films,
actual,
right?
like a live adaptation of the actual film. This
Yeah,
is just a like I'm going to keep saying origin story, but it is like an origin story to a character that's associated with a film.
yeah, got you.
Okay, so
But
it's
regardless,
you're
though,
bringing it down to a yellow because it's not the same Cruella that you saw in 101 Dalmatians.
that's pretty much it. It sounds kind of.
poppycock.
I mean, it kind of sounds like pathetic, but it's just what I did to myself, you know. But I think if I watch it, would I watch this movie again? Yeah, for sure. And I think it will go up to a green card. Maybe in the end of the year, I'll change this to a green card. But for now, it's a yellow card. My wife, she loved this movie. I think this honestly would be one of her gold cards, maybe. But it's a good movie. I highly recommend it. I think it's one of those movies where just go in there with no expectations. Don't think about like the 101 Dalmatians. Just think about like a new character in the
Okay,
screen.
Ham.
I really liked everything. I think it reminded me of a lot of movies. Uh, almost like it is an origin story. Reminded me of the last Joker movie, The Joker, and even a little like Superman, where it's I wear glasses when I work at the Daily Planet, and then I don't, and no one recognizes me. Also, it definitely reminded me of The Devil Wears Prada. Other thing is, I think the person who wrote Devil Wears Prada actually did write this too, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I think one of the story person, not director, story. The music, like I said, is phenomenal, phenomenal. Um,
Um,
the only I like. Yeah, I know you were young, but it definitely every time I heard a song, I'm just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, the twist was fine. I didn't really. I didn't predict it, but I was like, oh, okay. I think it makes sense in the movie. The thing, what was that? I'm trying to remember now. That, and that. Oh, and then the end part also reminded me of the Thomas Crown Affair remake where everyone's wearing the same thing and they have to sort of like hide. The two characters were more interesting than the animated versions. There was a little more heart in those characters, I think. I think there was more heist in this than Army of the Dead or whatever.
That is very accurate.
yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, I liked more of this heist aspect, or yeah, uh miss whatever of what they were trying to do. Mm, a lot of the stuff I don't think was needed to be like Mike was saying about Deville, Devil. It's okay. I don't, it wasn't like oh my god. So that's maybe a little nitpick there. Emma Stone was fine. Those 10 minutes or whatever you were saying before, it's an origin story, so they have to do it, I guess. Um, and some of the symbolisms of her dying and becoming someone else was maybe a little into your face, but I mean, it's a Disney movie. Uh,
Oh, and just to confirm, yes, one of the writers of this movie was also a writer for Devil Wears Prada.
yeah.
It makes sense.
I don't know what I didn't like about the movie.
The reason I had originally asked the first two questions I asked was because, and this goes to show like maybe how narrow minded I was coming into this movie. The stinger got me because I did not remember the names of the adults in the 101 Dalmatians movie
Oh, Rogers
until
and Anita.
yeah, until like that stinger happened because I was like, oh shit, that's right. Those were the people from the animated movie. Like that, those were the two adults. Those were the two humans. And I think from there I realized because I started doing what Mike did was like compare it to 101 Dalmatians. Like this isn't necessarily the evil Cruella that we saw in that 101 Dalmatians movie because this is obviously a little bit more she's a little bit more tamed so to speak I guess because if you compare her actions and the way she talks and the way that she portrays herself in the animated version it's not as bad or it's not as extravagant as it was in the Cruella movie and so that stinger I think sets it up to be its own separate like for the lack of a better term universe I guess in the sense that it is a retelling of that entire thing so
It
this
could be,
origin
yeah.
story, I think, will work out for this new whatever Dalmatians franchise they want to build with this one. And I say the first 10 minutes were boring because, again, going back to how narrow-minded I am, I couldn't think of like how are they going to extend this story of Cruella? What else am I really going to be interested about this character? Like, what else are they really going to do about this? And then once we finally get Horace and Jasper, and I'm realizing like, oh, those are her henchmen. Like that's
Yeah, of
the origin
course.
of their henchmen there. Like this is pretty cool. Like they're a tight knit group. Like everything fell into place, and it was just because of how well the actors were in this movie.
Hmm.
It just sold me the entire movie. I was like, damn, this is worth my $30 in my opinion. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Like I did not expect me to enjoy this movie at all. I was like, okay, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna say my red card. Mike is gonna bitch at me. Ham's gonna say, shenanigans on me. And then, I'm just gonna lay out every complaint I had. But obviously we're not telling that same story because I really do love the movie. I love the actors. I even
Hmm.
like for this is strange for me to say. I liked the fashion like battles that they had against each other, where Cruella was finally coming into her own and wanted to outdo the boss, and she had her own style and was trying to outdo her every step of the way. And I was
Hmm.
like, these small little scenes are pretty cool. Like I'm actually enjoying them, and the clothes that they wear. I'm not one for fashion. I could give two shits for fashion, but I was like really liking the outfits. I'm like, damn, like that's actually kind of cool. That's interesting. Like
Yeah.
I can see how why people get into fashion and why they're
Hmm.
interested in it. So it kind of like opened my mind a little bit more to be like, oh, okay, stop being such a I don't know, an arrogant asshole and not think that every Emma Stone movie or is gonna just be about like fashion and girl problems and things like that. Like, no, this is actually I think a movie that anyone can enjoy. Um, I'm trying to think what else like to speak about this because I don't have any complaints about this
I
movie.
like Wink.
The dog, yeah.
Oh, the little
Yeah.
dog.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that the two henchmen, Horace and Jasper, are really. I think they should be talked on the same level as Emma Stone gets talked about her role. Like I really like
Mm.
Jasper and her like and his his like being like the closest friend, almost kind of love interest
Almost,
too
yep.
in a
Yep,
way,
yep, yep.
but they don't really like fully delve into that. I think he just the way he carries out his lines about how much he cares about Cruella and like how much he's always going to be there for her no matter what. Like I bought it. Like it just seemed very genuine. That just goes
Yeah,
to show how great the acting is here.
I wouldn't
Uh
put them in the same
very,
level.
very good chemistry.
The
yeah.
chemistry is good, but I think like Emma Stone, of course, she's the MVP.
Well, I
Like
mean,
to
she has
me,
more screen time. Like the whole
Yeah.
movie is about her, and like she has more time to also do physical acting, like gestures and facial
Hmm.
expressions and things like that.
no,
Where
yeah, but
where
I
I
think
think,
she easily like carried this movie.
um, me, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. I think if it wasn't. if the actors that weren't set for the henchman and for even what is it, Emma Thompson, the rival,
Yeah.
like I don't think this movie would have been that good. I might just say in a yellow card for in that case because Emma Watson is great. I think that's the thing. Like I think everyone already expects that out of her, and so
Yeah, I
if we're
think so.
coming into this movie just knowing that, then it's like okay, well, what else is this movie going to offer? So I was surprised by how well the rest of the cast acted. Even Cruella's fashion artist, the I forget his name in the movie, the one
Oh,
where
the guy at the shop who owned the
yeah,
shop.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
he was
she,
good.
his lines were funny. I thought
Yep.
he had good chemistry with the rest of the cast, even with
Hmm.
Horace and Jasper. I was like very surprised by how well they just seemed tight knit, and it just was it sold the entire movie for me, like
Hmm.
everyone all together. Now,
They were real
listeners,
people.
spoilers for the entire movie here because it is essentially Cruella battling with her self identity because she also her so to speak mom has told her like Cruella is just like this alter ego that you don't want to be. You're Estella. You've always been Estella. This is who you have to be. Like follow the rules, be a good person, all that stuff. But Cruella doesn't want to play by the rules. She's always done her own thing. Fast forward through all the stuff that we've already talked about. Turns out that the fashion rival, or the Baroness, as she's called, actually is Corella's mom, and the non biological mother was one of the workers for the Baroness, who was uh, given by the what's his name in the movie? Is he just a waiter in the movie?
No, he's like her helper, like not just a waiter. Um, not even like a body. Her
Like an Alfred almost.
gentleman. Yeah, like
So the Baroness, when the Baroness finally gives birth to Cruella, she actually tells the guy to kill her, basically to off with her. But obviously he doesn't have it in his heart to. Gives it to one of the handmaidens or whatever, and then she raises the child as if it was her own. And it comes back to a point where she asks for money from the Baroness to kind of help with them moving out of the country, I think. But then the Baroness ends up killing the mom by like sending her Dalmatians after her and pushing her off the ledge. And the movie tries to end almost in the same way, where the Baroness is going to push Cruella off the ledge, but Cruella has cleverly planned out this very well done heist ish kind of style of like, oh, I'm going to set you up and have everyone like I'm going to expose you for what you really are, and everyone's going to like hate you after this point. Which I think was like yes, this movie has way more heist than Army of the Dead, like a
mm,
thousand times more heist. Very good movie. I highly recommend it to anybody. Just to even give it a chance, and don't put the 101 Dalmatians Cruella
yeah.
in your head because it's not necessarily the same Cruella, which I I can kind of see why people might be bugged, but I think even more interesting for them to continue having like an actual live adaptation of 101 Dalmatians, but maybe be actually good and not like Lion King bad, I guess you could say. Even with like, and I know I just said not to compare the two, but still, there were still remnants of animated Cruella in this movie and
Hmm.
how Emma Watson moved, plus the driving bit. I don't know if anyone caught that too,
Oh
Oh yeah,
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 how she
yeah.
was
where she
driving.
was
Yeah.
just like recklessly
A
driving around the streets,
maniac.
which is very much like how it was in the animated film. For the short amount of time that she drove, it was very like that's what sparked my memory of 101 Dalmatians. It was like, oh my
Uh huh.
god, that's exactly how she did it in the movie.
Hmm.
So yeah. So Mike, anything else to say about it?
That scene where fuck, it's like towards the end where she does like the last fashion show
Yeah.
was
On the
pretty awesome.
streets.
On the streets, yeah, that was pretty
Okay.
awesome. That
Mm.
was really awesome. But like I said, I more likely probably the end of the year might be one of the movies that I changed my card to a green, but for now it's a yellow because of what I did, and don't do the same mistake. Go out there, just have an open mind, but it's a really good movie. I think people will enjoy it if you haven't really watched it. I mean, if you stuck this long to hear the spoilers, but highly recommend to watch it the first one time, two times, even maybe three times. Definitely recommend it.
I definitely recommend it as well. This makes me want to go see the original. And yeah, I also wanted to ask Sar real quick. I know it's PG-13. Did you watch it with your kids?
I did not. We actually talked about them. I was like, should we
Yeah.
watch it in front of them? Should we not? Because Cruella is supposed to be more, I guess, evil, for the lack of a better phrase
Hmm.
there. So we didn't want to like necessarily
Mhm.
show it to the kids just in case they get like the wrong impression or whatever. So no, we did not.
I feel like they will get. I feel like kids will get bored off of this movie. I
Oh, well, I
think
think
this.
so. Yeah, there's
Yeah, I
not as
think.
much dog
Hmm.
in here as I think they probably would have liked.
Yeah, I think this is
Hmm.
more for like fans who grew up with Cruella or like 101 Dalmatians. This is like an adult movie but friendly.
I think. I mean, if they were closer to 10, I think. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
let's. Oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, in that scene when she was talking, when she took the mailman's motorcycle and she went to like the fountain that her and her stepmom went to, I thought that scene was really powerful.
Let's go into intermission now, and we'll start talking about our second feature film.
Intermission, darling.
I hated both of those.
It's Quiet Place, man.
All right, on to our next feature film discussion here, A Quiet Place 2, or as I would have liked for them to Another Quiet Place. I feel like that would have been a more fitting sequel title.
Hmm.
Just me. All right, IMDb gives it a 7.9 out of 10.
Ooh.
Rotten Tomatoes, 90%.
Oh.
Metacritic, 71%.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Ham invited a couple more buddies over to
Yeah, I
this one
did.
because 93% like this
Woo!
movie.
Oh my god.
Following the deadly events at home, the Abbott family must now face the terrors of the outside world as they continue their fight for survival in silence. Forced to venture into the unknown, they quickly realize that the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats that lurk beyond the sandpath. Why did it say sandpath? That's so weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Same
Path
people
of
as last
Sound.
one. John Krasinski. We got actually a newer actor into this movie, Cillian Murphy, because I don't think
Yeah.
he was in the first one.
Is that Scarecrow?
Yeah, Scarecrow.
Yes.
All right.
Emily Blunt, Noah Jupe, Millicent Simmons, and other people I'm sure we'll bring up as we go along. But as always, we'll say what our cards are, and then we'll go into our discussion of what we liked and did not like about the movie. So, Mike, what is your card?
Becky. No, I'm playing with you. It's green. Green card. Green card.
Ham?
I'm gonna give it a pass and give it a green. But there's a lot of moments
We'll
in the
talk about
movie. Yeah, I'm just uh, green.
I'm going to give it a red card.
Oh,
Damn.
you're stupid.
That's good old Mike for you.
Wait. Okay. Well, hold up. What would you give the first one, everybody?
I said a green card for the first one
Oh,
because I
green
talked about
card.
it
Yeah.
last episode. I was
Okay.
excited. I really
Okay.
liked the first one. I thought it was great. And I said that I wanted a little bit more out of it. And so I have reasons why I
Oh, of
very
course.
much dislike this movie. Yeah, but so we'll start with Mike. Go ahead and praise the movie.
Yeah, sure. I'll praise it because I'm smart. I think if it's not broken, don't fix it. And I think this movie, it's. I mean, what do you expect for it to be? Like, it's just like how the first one is going to be. You have to be quiet, and then, of course, like spoilers. If anybody didn't see the first one, John Krasinski's character, he died for sacrificing himself. That I still have a lot of questions why he couldn't just throw a shovel at a thing. But sure, why not? But it's like I don't know what you guys like expected for it to be. It's just going to be almost the same thing, and then they added a little bit more where they went past towards like show more of the world, and then towards the end, I think it was well deserved, a well deserved wait for it to be pushed back so many times, and now it came out, and I'm happy with it. I thought it was a good movie. I think everybody did a fantastic job. Murphy did a great job too. I will honestly think the character of he's playing John Krasinski's character in this movie. They just I would have liked to definitely see how the dad would have been in it, but like John Krasinski said, he was not planning to make a sequel, but he did it anyways, and he had to add another father character sort of in it. But I think it was a good movie. I think it was well directed, well acted, and in the end, I was satisfied with it. I recommend it. I'll watch it twice. I liked it.
Ham?
I try not to base off this movie from the first one because I definitely would have gave it a yellow, but it was interesting enough, but all the jump scares, I'm like jump scare, jump scare, jump scare. I knew they were coming. I did nothing really got to me. I'm like, come on, this is uh I agree though the little girl around the water though that was because it wasn't a jump scare. It was just like I was like, oh, okay, that was actually interesting.
Surprise.
Um, I thought the son was stupid in the entire movie. I'm like, come on, man, just do something right for once. Um, I wanted more. I mean, I don't know what they added to this movie than they did the first one. I wanted to see more. The ending was uh, left to the imagination of what is going to happen next in a bad way, rather in the first one was in a good way. Flashback was fine. The ending was fine. Probably the trouble with this is all the middle, all the middle. I like I don't like when groups of characters are separated. For example, Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one. I'm like, oh, they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. It seems like they're just trying to add more runtime to a movie. Whereas if they were all together, you'd have to write actual more story and more interesting stuff. So it's I don't want to say borderline yet or green, but I definitely like the first one better. This was a slow burn sequel. Who knows for the third one? I'd be interested to see what the third one would have in in well whatever. Cuz we were talking about the movie after and I'm like, well, who knows? You never see the aliens eat people, right? They're just killing them. So, who knows? Maybe they're the dog versions of the real aliens that might come out in the third movie, which that's a stretch, but fuck, make something different.
All right, so
Yeah, so I really, like I said, I'm going to emphasize this. I really like the first one a lot. I think it was a great, foundation for something that could have been really great. Because they could have gone a lot more in depth with the lore of the
Yeah.
aliens. They could have done a lot more with the people that, or in the neighboring areas and maybe given us more stories of what happened with those people or, building these separate factions. This sequel I think suffers the same thing that Cloverfield does, where it's a great first like one entry into the movie, but now the sequel just seems like you're kind of stretching a story and you're teasing some things, but you're still not explaining those things, and you're not giving us those same like you're not giving us what I think
Mm,
I wanted out of it. Like they teased separate factions, but they didn't really do anything with that faction. Then they also
mm,
teased some lore to the aliens, but they didn't really do anything with
mm,
that whole story. So that the first like what 10 minutes of the movie, the prequel part, I think was totally irrelevant to the movie. That could have
Uh,
been so much better to the first movie. You could have added that into the beginning, and you could argue that, oh, but it needs to introduce the guy. Sure, you could have still introduced him in the first movie, then brought him back here for the second one, which I think would have been a more impactful kind of twist. Like, oh yeah, I remember you from the first movie. You were the friend of the family. I just felt like there, other than that, nothing was useful out of that entire scene. I just
Disagree.
it could have been left out.
Mhm.
Um, the the son annoyed the shit out of me in this
yeah.
movie. I was like, just sit down. You got a fucking broken leg. You shouldn't be walking. You shouldn't be climbing. Just be useless for this movie, please. Like, I want you to be useless because you are doing the same tropey shit that every like horror movie does, where you gotta
Mhm.
have that one stupid idiot that has to put themselves in a stupid situation
Mhm.
just to cause tension. And so for him to like get out of the whatever underground part that they were in,
Like
just
a
to
safe or
just to
something.
look beyond, just to see his like sister, which I get. Okay, you could argue that the relationship, oh, he really loves his sister, wants to take care of it. Like, I get that, but you're alone with a child, a baby, and you have no sense of like protecting yourself because you've been like seen as this like really scared shitless like kid that can't do anything right, and you're gonna put yourself in a
Right.
situation that can only make things worse. And for what? Just so that this part of the movie can happen and we can have 3 moments of tension instead of just two. Like, it felt like such an unnecessary part of the movie, because then they also tease like, oh, the guy had the mom, I'm gonna assume the mom or maybe the son, just like dead,
Oh
rotting away,
yeah.
and they did nothing with that. Like, they didn't even like bring him back as as an act, like coming back into the building and be like, oh shit, you found this out, blah blah blah, like nothing.
Yeah, at
And now
least tell me that he was eating her or something, maybe. I don't know.
something interesting, right? And
Yeah,
then the faction where the people are like hiding in the boats, and then like like trapping what's his name, Emmett, right? Emmett and the daughter.
yeah.
You don't do anything with those people other than just to build tension. Like, that, all this that movie literally does is just, hey, we need to like kind of put some tension and fear into you, so we're going to set up these things, not explain any of it, but we're going to set up these things just so that way we can have an hour and a half long movie of tension building, and that is it. Like, there was nothing that kind of advances this story. I felt like this sequel was forced, and Mike did
Of
just
course.
said that Krasinski didn't want to do a sequel.
Well,
I
yeah.
I agree. Like, you use the phrase like, if it's not broken, why fix it? If it's not broken, then why even do anything else with it? Like, why
Yeah.
even build something new? Why even touch it at all? Just leave it alone. Like, I think if A Quiet Place just happened, like we just had that one movie, fine. I don't think it really needed a sequel. Obviously, people want a sequel out of it,
Yeah,
but
it did well.
it's just not needed unless you're actually gonna do something interesting about it. And
Hmm.
just this whole movie, I was just really frustrated because maybe I set my expectations way too high. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but I just felt like I didn't get anything else other than a reboot of the first movie. And
Mm,
am I led to believe that this deaf girl could walk this entire way to a train like unharmed in any way? She came in here, she
I
snaps a
don't know.
twig. Like, how am I supposed to believe that she can make it all this way unless the train was like 2 feet away from where they were? I just don't buy that. Like, there's no, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know. I feel like there's other parts I can complain about, but that's unfortunately for me, this was just very disappointing. Is it like, are people gonna like it just as much as the first one? Probably, but I don't want to give it a yellow just because it's just as good as the first one, because I like, you're just giving me the same movie and not giving me more in depth. Like, okay, another thing to complain about, the people on the island. Why couldn't you just do a movie about them and their whole way to the island, like follow their path about, when the aliens first started attacking, and they're trying to struggle to get on the boat and they finally made it to the boat. Like, why couldn't I get that storyline, where at least now I have a different perspective of this attack, but you're just kind of giving me the
Because we
same.
want, because it was the family story that they're focusing on a lot more.
Actually, I would like to see that. Actually, what Sal was saying, that, and then right at the end they show up. Yeah, it took the
Yeah.
family. Yeah,
But
I see that working a
then
lot.
you're gonna end up saying, well, how the hell did these people show up over there? And then what? Quiet Place
Then give
3.
us another third. Yes, give us a third film
Yes,
that explains that
But
part.
it's,
you were
I
like, oh
mean, it was
shit.
easy to how they explain it. It's just like, yeah, we just, we found out that they can't swim, so we came to this island easily. I mean, I will honestly tell you this, like, how come
See,
they
the
couldn't?
third one that could have been the
How come?
flashback of them meeting up with those people,
See,
and
actually, yeah.
then
Even if you did that as a flashback at the beginning of that movie, that would have been a little bit more satisfying than the
yeah,
flashback that we got.
yeah.
I think the flashback that we got was great.
I
I thought
liked
it
it
was
actually. I
fine.
do disagree with Sal. I do like that
I
flashback.
liked
I
it.
don't. I.
I
I.
think the less for me was the less not less I know, but because the first one did a great job was like how the like who the what the hell are these things? Okay, so don't make a sound or you won't be killed. And then this one is the same thing, but we get a little bit of like a story of okay, so they came from space, but like where the fuck are they from? Like what the hell are these things? And they kind of revealed it just a little bit, and they're kind of teasing, they're hinting. It's I don't know. I like that. I like that suspense. I don't know. I enjoy this movie. I wouldn't say that it's better than the first one, but to me, it was a fun movie.
I don't think the flashback is bad as a flashback. I just think it's not fitting for this movie. I think it would have been better off as in the first movie. You give it to us in the beginning because then it just builds. At least you already have that story established, and that gives you a little bit more padding time in the sequel to do more with the characters that you've already established.
Well, there's two main reasons why they did that in this movie. A, they had a bunch more money, and they didn't have money to do that in the first one. And what I read was John Krasinski didn't even want to be in this movie, so that was the only way they were going to get him to be in this movie for a little bit because they really wanted him to.
See,
And
that just
yeah,
doesn't
ex-
help
it,
me
it
in my
doesn't help
decision
out.
of this
No, I'm
movie
saying that's why. I'm not saying it's
because
good or saying it's bad. That's why.
that just makes the sequel sound so forced. And for some parts of this movie, it felt forced. It felt like this sequel wasn't supposed to happen because I
It
didn't know
wasn't.
about those headlines. I didn't read any of that stuff. It felt to me like you are literally just kind of redoing the same things you did in the first one, but you're just putting new people into it, and then that's it. Like that's it's
They wanted money.
of course they did.
Of course.
I don't know. I disagree. I think it was a good movie.
So are you guys willing to see the third one then?
Yeah, of
I'm already
course.
in this far. I'm committed. I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to.
I'd be interested to see if they do something completely different, and I think I also saw that they might be doing a different director. So yeah.
I mean,
I just don't want to follow the Abbott family again. That's the thing.
Really?
Because the son annoyed the shit out of me in this
Oh, he
movie.
did.
Like I wanted him to die. I was like, I really hope you die in this movie. Like, because at this point, you're not helping anybody.
No.
You're just making the situation worse, and just go away. Like you don't need to do anything at all anymore.
But
I'm
I would
wondering
be
how
interested.
I'm just wondering how the mom, or if they're gonna go back for the mom and the son and the baby.
And I feel like I don't want to see that.
I wouldn't want to see that either. I would have liked for them just to like be in the island already and focus on probably like South said other characters, or just maybe like I don't know, probably where did these things came from? Was it like I don't know, like a military that went inside of a cave and awoken these things, and
Well, they fell from the sky, right? Like there was like was
That's what
that a
it.
ship or like just like an
They really
asteroid or
didn't
something?
show it clearly
Right?
or
Yeah.
explain it
Okay.
clearly.
yeah, they didn't show it clearly. It was just like this big thing that's just falling down, and then these things showed up out of nowhere. So probably the next one will be maybe a quiet place in space.
Can I complain about two more things? Just two more. Just
They
two more.
better be good.
Sure,
Two
it's
more.
gonna be dumb, but go ahead.
Good old Mike. My first complaint is they didn't. Emmett's storyline is fine, like his kind of redemption into doing something good for people,
Yeah,
but they don't really give you much about his connection with the family other than they were first friends of the family, but obviously their discussion and everything is led to believe that something happened, right? Like something like drifted them apart even before the attack kind of like or as the attack was happening or whatever, like there was some weird tension there that I wasn't sure what was going on. Like, did you guys sleep together? Like, did you guys did you like try to like kill your son or something? Like, it was just weird that the mom was acting very hostile towards him, even though they were supposed to be friends.
Well, I think it's just because you remember in the first one, right? In the first one, we saw that old man, and they're in a small town and shit like that, and the old man just screamed, and more likely they ran into other people that are crazy. And he mentioned he's like, "There's other people."
But they
Just,
know each other. They're not strangers to each other.
but
Like,
regardless, though, they don't know. They haven't seen each other for a long time, so she doesn't know how he really is now since the whole world has changed. They don't know if he's a crazy person. They don't know if he's like sort of baiting them and stuff like that. And she mentioned, she's like, "Did you see the flare when he was when my husband was shooting?" He was like, "Yeah." And you didn't think about coming towards us or like helping us? He's like, "No. Now like it's a world of just what, like a free for all world. Every man for himself."
Ham, if I shot a flare, would you come for me?
Fuck. No, I mean, I don't think so.
I said Ham, not you.
Am I walking?
I don't know how you get there. I just shot a flare. That's all I need to know. Are you coming for me or not?
All right. Yes.
All right, I'll set some traps.
All right. Also, was that old guy that screamed in the first one and the second one? I'm trying to look that up.
I don't remember.
No,
It'd be
I don't know.
interesting, but
The second thing I want to complain about is, again, like how tropey this film is when they get to the radio station, they're not going to bother to close the garage door.
oh, I said that. I'm literally doing that. I'm like, hey,
yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even say it. I was doing everything wrong with the movie with my hands. I'm like, pulling it down. And there was
But
another
even
one where I'm like, I bet he grabs the gun. I'm like, grabbing the gun, shoot the. I was
even like he was surprised himself too, right? He was like, "Wait, where is it? It should be here, right? We were going fast, but we were going that fast." I'm like, "You just want to get the hell out of there. Like, shut the fucking door and just move on with life. Like, you're prolonging this to force again tension."
I will agree with you on that one. I was saying the same thing too. I'm like, this is going to be like a Samuel L. Jackson moment in Deep Blue Sea. Yep, it did happen. It did. It was them. I will honestly agree with you. You see, we could agree. I don't know. I recommend the movie. I liked it. I had fun with it. You could. I don't know. You could watch it with friends who, I don't know, who are fans in the first one, or probably enjoy it. Yeah. Well, yeah, just like him. Well, I don't know if they enjoyed it or I don't know.
I think they liked it more than me. Yeah.
Okay.
92%. All right, so 2 out of 3 dentists recommend this film. I cannot in good spirit say that. Like, I would recommend holding off on watching this film until the third one comes out. If the third one comes out, then force yourself to watch the second one and then go ahead and do the third one. That way, at least you're caught up. But I feel like A Quiet Place Part 1, the first one, is just good on itself and just doesn't need like a sequel. That's how I feel. All right, moving on to our last segment, Ham's favorite.
The trivia!
There you go, the trivia.
Undefeated King showed up, baby.
Where?
Me.
I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Well, hold on. Do we have FaceTime?
All right, let me read to you this synopsis, and you can't say your movie title until I call out your name. And no trying to like give hints and whatever to help each other out. You guys are weird about that. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Ham.
That's after he loses.
Yo, bitch.
A middle-aged husband's life changes dramatically when his wife asks him for a divorce. He seeks to rediscover his manhood with the help of a newfound friend, learning to pick up girls at bars.
Oh!
Ham.
Give me crazy stupid love stupid crazy. It's those 3 words.
Mike?
Crazy Stupid Love.
That's exactly what I said.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Emma Stone. Yeah.
Emma Stone.
That's why it makes more sense to do the thing.
You mean Ryan Gosling?
Yeah,
Ryan
that
Gosling.
guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Not Ryan Reynolds. Yes, it is Crazy Stupid Love with Steve
Ooh, I won,
Carell, Ryan
baby.
Gosling, Julianne Moore, Emma Stone.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should know already at this point that I'm always doing a movie about
With
an actor
somebody.
in one of the
But
movies that we
it could
talk
have
about.
been what's his name? John Krasinski.
Yeah, I won,
Was he in this
baby.
movie?
No.
No, I mean you could have done Quiet
Mm.
Place or
Troy,
Cruella.
what did you do? A place that's
A
very
person that relates is from that. God damn it!
I never seen this movie, so I'm
Oh, it's
sure
funny. It's
Oh,
fucking.
it's
that's
great.
what I hear. That's
It's
what I hear.
great. Yeah. So I
I
won.
like the ending where everyone meets everyone.
Wait, so did I win?
Ham
No,
one.
yeah.
Judges
What?
rule, and I rule ham one.
What? I'm the boss. Fuck you. I won.
A boss actually pays his employees.
You'll be alright.
He's the funny. That's so funny.
All right, our next week episode. I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what comes out this weekend. Oh, actually,
Conjuring.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Conjuring does come out this week, and I
Fuck
keep forgetting that.
me.
Also, depending on when we record the episode, we
Ah.
may have watched the first episode of Loki because that also comes out next Wednesday.
Oh, yes, it does. Next Wednesday. Ooh.
All right, Mike, do that social thing you always fuck up on.
Okay, hey guys, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Drunk Cop and a Teacher, Gmail, drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com if you want to write us an email. And Ham might reply, probably, maybe.
I will. 100% will.
Have you replied anybody on MySpace?
Not MySpace, because that's not an email thing that I do.
Okay, got you. So we'll holler at you at AOL.
You got mail.
It's like the dial-up internet. All right. Nothing else to add on here to the end. So without further ado, gentlemen, any last words for the audience?
Goodbye, my darling.
Buy the soundtrack, Cruella. Do it.
No, if you have Spotify, you don't need to, or Apple.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but you could listen to us on it.